Yeah, the hippie movement did not fail. It helped bring a quicker closure to the Vietnam War. It helped point out a lot of the inequality that existed in our country. It helped create the equal rights movements for both minorities and women. And probably the biggest blow to the hippie movement, if you want to call it that, has been the slow corruption of the term hippie. And this can also be extended to the terms feminist, and I can't think of a specific term, but the same thing has happened to black activists. They're now seen as just angry and futile. And as far as feminists, it's, you know, the term, what, feminazi? I don't know. It's all a shame. It's all a big shame. But there's a new wave coming, I'm confident. A bunch of neo-hippies cropping up. I can see it right here on YouTube. There are so many people younger than myself who are saying essentially the things I'm saying. And they're saying it without a long beard. They're saying it without a bong near them. They're saying it without wearing tie-dye, without resorting to the peace symbol. Because none of these things really have to do with the core of the movement, the peace movement. These are trappings that the enemies of the peace movement latch onto to try and discredit it, to try and make it look abnormal to the general populace. And what I might call the neo-hippies, they're not generally adopting these things. They may dress very gothic or very conservative, but they're speaking out, and they're speaking out against the military violence that's occurring. They're speaking out against the erosion of our constitutional rights. They're speaking out against the slow destruction of our system of government, the three-branch system, set of checks and balances that this country was founded upon. And they're our best hope. And, you know, God, power to the people. And I think the next step is we've got to start talking about it. We have to start confronting our friends and family that don't quite get it yet, that think that the violence in Iraq is somehow distant. But the fact is, it is made possible through your tax dollars, which makes, and of course here I'm speaking to Americans with jobs, but you are funding the violence that's occurring. This makes you indirectly responsible for the innocent lives that are being taken. We like to focus on the number of U.S. soldier deaths, but this is just a small fraction of the atrocities that are occurring. You know, there's hundreds of people in Guantanamo Bay being held without the right of a trial or an attorney, no chance at self-defense, no ability to question why they're being held. And yeah, sure, there's a few bad apples in there. I'm not going to argue against that. But the fact is, if they don't have a chance to defend themselves, the vast majority of them were just in the wrong place at the wrong time and got scooped up. And as time progresses, we're seeing that the government is lying to us, that the government has lied to us. All right. Before I get way too rambly, good video. That's probably one of the most powerful 1-minute videos I've seen in a long time. I certainly can't accomplish it, but yeah, things have got to change, and we need another peace movement. It's got to happen. There's no, if it's avoidable, the only other course of action is the destruction of the American government, the Constitution, and we've been running this for over 200 years, and I support the ideals. I mean, I consider myself more of a patriot than our current administration, because it seems to me clear that they're trying to undermine the very ideals that we were founded upon. They're trying to use terror. They're trying to instill terror in the citizens so that we will support a curtailing of our rights. And this is not a new thing. This happened in Rome several times, that the Republic was, power was shifted to an emperor to confront some imagined threat from outside. And this happened in Germany. This is how Hitler gained power, is that the Reichstag burned, and they presented a Polish communist as the guy with the lighter. And now most historians accept that it was a general of Hitler's that started the fires. It's a lot more believable than a mentally deficient foreigner. And heck, you don't have to look to distant history if you find it boring. Watch Star Wars, episodes 1, 2, and 3. And it's quite clear that this is the course that we're taking. Emergency powers. The claim is we need a nimbler form of government to deal with the threats to it. But the fact is, the greatest threat to it is the person trying to change the form of government. And just some thoughts. God, I rambled for 10 minutes. I can't shut up. Can't make a concise point. It frustrates me, but hope you get the message. Global harmonics. That's my new catchphrase. World peace. Don't be afraid of my fingernails. It's actually, my genetic material, and I accept it. I don't need you to. But like I said, there's neo-hippies coming up that look a lot more normal than I do. Feel free to look for them and listen to them, because they're more important than I am anyways. Alright. Global harmonics, yeah. Adios. Love you. Okay, yeah, good. I'll just let this finish.